Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
What I want to do now is to kind of give you a chance to make a bar chart, and we are going to take two exercises. We'll take one from yesterday's class, which is doing the guest lecture. So can you at least identify 5 activities associated with the guest lecture and draw a bar chart and assume that the guest lecture has to be scheduled 30 days from now. So the scope of the project is to schedule a guest lecture exactly 30 days from now, and that is the time, that is when your CEA wants a guest lecture. And I want it to be a 5 activity, I want you to limit yourself to 5 activities, and I want you to think of what is the kind of bar you are going to draw for each of the 5. So we will take a couple of minutes to do this and then I will come back. So first we will take the activities. How many of you are ready to give me the activities? Okay, we'll probably, I'll get feedback and we'll converge on a set. What are your activities?
First of all, intimidation to the speaker.
Okay.
Communication to the audience.
Okay.
Arrangements.
Okay.
Transport.
Okay. Lecture. Now, anyone has something different?
Finalizing on the speaker, which
okay.
is also an activity, selecting the right
so,
speaker.
So probably I would start with that. You have to select a speaker. So select, I will say select and finalize.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we say finalize the speaker, we are when I say select, we are looking at making say 5 phone calls, finding who's available because our day is fixed, topic, everything, and then finalizing on a particular speaker. Okay. So this is all contained in that. What would be the second activity?
Inform and publicize.
Okay. Publicity for the talk. Okay. 3.
Infrastructure, rooms.
Okay. Make bookings.
Make bookings.
4.
Transportation arrangements.
Okay. Make
Post production, as in, if you like take a videography of this particular lecture, then you have to distribute the content again.
Okay, so do you want to say audio visual arrangements?
Yeah, that would be one.
You want to make it as audio visual, so we're talking about videography, we are talking about making sure projector is available, computer, we leave it at that. Okay. So you guys never want refreshments, it's good to know. Okay, so these are the priority you get. Okay. Huh? The room comes with refreshments, is it? Yeah, but it's a different letter. You cannot. Okay. So what is the next thing that's on our mind? What do we have to do?
No, the durations for each of the.
Yeah, we'll have to look at. So let us just I'm going to put a column here and call this the duration. So this is the activity, this is the duration. I'm not worrying about, we'll think about the sequence, we obviously have to think of sequence also, but let's just talk about duration. So what I want, this is little tricky. I want you to think how are we going to estimate duration for one, and what do you think is likely duration? select and finalize speaker.
The time given before the deadline.
Yeah, so you have 30 days.
Yeah,
So maybe within
2 days.
5 days or
yeah, 5 days.
5 days.
I had to
Same.
finish the.
Okay. So
Selection
you're giving yourself 5 days.
Yes.
Okay, so remember you're giving yourself 5 days. So I'm going to put 5 here. Giving publicity for the talk. Okay, no, so this is the thing. So actually you have a buffer of 25 days, but are you going to do publicity on every day?
No, actually,
So
discreetly.
yeah, so
maybe I'll
this
do
is
some 4 times or 5 times.
okay. So do you want to put it as 25 or do you want to do it as a non-continuous, a discrete bar chart?
Continuous bus.
Yeah, you want to do it as a discrete bar chart. Okay, so yes, so now we know that we need 5 man days or 5 days of effort. So I'm just going to put it as 5D. This, is it going to be 5 continuous days?
Yes.
You can assume that yes, you're going to work on 5 continuous days. Make booking for room.
It's 1
1 day.
1 day should be fine. Make transport arrangement. 1 day.
Should be.
Audiovisual arrangements. So when you come 1 day, what does this mean?
It could be done actually anytime in
It could be done, but these are more milestone events. Okay, these are more milestone events, and your 1 day, the critical aspect here is the duration doesn't matter. So actually, if I'm 30 days from here, I could make this on the 29th day. As far as my time management goes, it's okay. But would you try to do this on the 29th day? No, because you want to make sure that the hall is, it is very likely that resource will not be available to you if you do it in the last minute. So you have to decide, okay, how many days ahead would you do this?
2 days, 3 days.
2 days, 3 days, again, I mean if you take our environment, now this is why you guys run around so much, okay? Yeah, 1 week or 2 weeks is what I would say. See, remember you have, I mean we are going all the way here, we are going to 30 days here, okay? So if we have so now we need to start. Okay, so I'm not going to draw this perfectly to scale, but this is going to be 5 days here. What are we going to do here? When are you going to start publicity?
After it's finalized.
Yes,
for 1.
so at least 1 day after this you're going to start 1, and then when are you going to end publicity?
Just before the
Just
lecture.
Yes, somewhere here you're going to have the, and somewhere in between I'm going to distribute
On the buffer days also, if somebody is going to.
no, the question is, are you going to put effort? If you are going to put effort and your resource is required, by all means put it. But if I'm going to put poster here and then going to leave it and I don't need a resource to do it, it doesn't mean, see when I draw this bar, it basically means what?
Every time.
I'm committing resource on each and every day. So bar chart can also mean more than simply time. Okay, so this is one of the things you'll read. If you read the history of the paper, I mean the paper on history of Gantt chart, you'll see how Gantt didn't just represent time on it, he represented resources, he represented things like bonus for people, productivity of people, a lot of things went into his representation. Okay, fine. Now, so we are looking at let's say 1, 2, 3, and this is the end of the 4th week. Make bookings for room.
2 weeks before.
2 weeks before.
Okay, so somewhere here,
It will be milestone events.
yes, I want to make sure I make a booking for a room, or it's like it's almost, I mean Does it take a whole day? Right, it only takes half an hour to do it.
But it should be just before after the speaker is finalized.
Yes, you can do, yeah. So actually 2 weeks is giving adequate buffer, but ideally I should just finish it here.
Actually, it should be fixed before the publicity is started.
No, I am going to make booking for room. Room is available. Yes, you are right. It should be before the I mean, you can have publicity with this room or without the room. Update the publicity, but really it makes best sense to have all the information. You fix it immediately after the speaker is confirmed. You book the room. Why do you want to wait for the last minute? So we will go with it there. And again, we can see another thing we have done, publicity for talk. We have actually given a whole day effort here. Is it a whole day effort?
Just for half an hour.
Just for half an hour, which means we should then mark it in that manner. When we take the second example, you will see how that becomes even more relevant. Because if I take, it's easy for me to put the whole day and say, oh, I'm blocking the whole day, which means you as a resource, or the resource you allocate to that is not available for the rest of the day. Or you have to say this and you have to say 1/5 of a resource. Okay, so that is also another way of going about it. Make transport arrangements. Same, you can do the same thing. Once the speaker is fixed, you can, okay, I might do this. I might confirm, right? I might confirm this to say that we almost need to do this, right? We almost always have to do a follow up. Okay, because last minute some things can change. So you will say, yes, I'm going to make the booking here, I'm going to make the booking here, I'm going to follow up before, or if something goes wrong, then I'm going to take preventive control action I have to take. But it's better that I built in my little bit of a monitoring also here. Audio video arrangements. It will be the same thing. Okay, so we have seen that a bar chart is not simply drawing bars, taking duration, and if we would have been tempted to do this 5 days and then draw all 1 day bars before the 30th day. But that is risky. First of all, you don't need that 1 day. 2 is it's a risky thing to do. So when you start making a plan like this, we then say that if I'm, and so now I fix the speaker and I'm on this day, if I have not taken care of this task, I know that I'm behind. Okay, I am now on this day. I have to make sure that my publicity has been done, all these tasks have been taken care of. I have a way to, now that I have developed a plan that is fairly realistic, I have a way to monitor it. Instead of this, let me say I had done, I'm going to do publicity all of the time. There is no monitoring possible, because you are not going to do publicity every day, every hour, and you assume, so you have not really represented it the way you are intending to do it, and so there is going to be difficulty in monitoring. Is that okay? Any questions? So you will find that even a simple tool like this can be used, if it's used appropriately, it can be very powerful for planning and then control. Okay, I want to take a second example. Okay, the second example is something which you do quite frequently, which how much time do you get to study for final exams? Lot?
3 days.
3 days. So let's give yourself 5 days to study for a final exam. Okay, how many subjects?
5, 6.
No, we'll take 5 days. Okay, let's keep this simple. We will take 5 days to study for a final exam, and we can have 2 finals in a day, okay, or 3 finals on one day, 2 finals following it. So let's take, so you got the scope. So you have 5 days to study. There are 5 finals, 3 on the first day, 2 on the second day. Think of what is your activity structure and how are you going to plan it. You think what your activities are first of all. To me, there's a naturally restricted way I am thinking about it. You decide what your activities are. So to make sure that we are all thinking the same way, what do you think your activities are? How many activities will you have?
Subject will have a different activity.
Like what?
Studying for X subject, studying for Y, Z.
Yeah. So how many subjects are there?
5 activities.
5 subjects, 5 activities. That's what I'm saying. So to me, the problem itself, unless you want to say pre-preparation, preparation, post-preparation, studying from this book.
If you are going on an 8-hour basis or something, you would want to include the other works that suppose meals or whatever.
No. We just take study. So here you're only going to put your study. You're only going to represent your study time. Other time is other time. So the schedule. So basically, like you have a timetable, right? You have a timetable for this thing. This is going to show you. It's a timetable basically, but in the form of a bar chart. And you have to be able to use the bar chart. And remember, your time scale here becomes something which you have to think about. Which you want to think of? Yeah, equal weightage for all subjects, and you want to probably spend equal time for all subjects. Okay, one assumption.
Preparation time, not preparation, revision time at the end.
Yeah, so if you want, I called all of it as study time. Okay, all of it as study time. This should be your revision. 5 days is for revision. Okay, you should have studied throughout the thing, and this 5 days is for revision. Okay. Do you want to include time on the day of the first exam is not for study? We'll assume that also. Okay.
Yeah, because that day you can't possibly study.
Yeah. You can. You probably will study for the last 2, but we will not account that time to be included in the other time. Okay. So if we take activities. So we have, let's say, subjects A, B, C, D, E. Duration is 1 day. Basically, your whole effort is, we are saying day 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? That's the total effort you're going to put. Now, the question is, how are you going to plan that effort? Okay, so okay, so you have day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have exam starting. So tell me, what is your
Day 1 subject.
Day 1 and day 2 will be studying D and E, second exam.
okay? So we have A, B, C will be on the first day, D, E will be on the second day. So yeah.
Finish of the second day exams.
Okay, so now you have to come up with a strategy. Okay, and each of your strategies can be, so one strategy, very straightforward strategy can be this. Very straightforward strategy. Okay, would you use it? No. Okay, so now you're coming with saying no, I don't like that strategy, that's something I would not use. So, and remember, I have each of the bars represents a single day. What would be other strategy?
So we could actually
First
have
day
How many
split
subjects could you study in a single day?
two,
Two.
mostly two. Yeah.
Okay.
So you would want to split your time into 12 hours of each, and then whatever.
12 hours of each, good. So 24 hours of studying. Okay.
No, as in the 12 hours you have your extra time
So
also.
12 hours of total studying.
No, I'm saying you have your split up
Okay, fine.
in the day.
Fine. So basically, you will spend half and half.
Yeah.
Which means how many actual days will you take for a subject?
2 days.
2.
No.
Yeah.
No,
2
you
actual
study
days.
half,
Okay.
right?
Two calendar
Spreads
days
over
will be
into 2
taken
days, yeah.
for a subject. I could represent your plan. Go back with white. It seems to be a safe color. I could represent your plan like so. I can, now if you are saying, yeah, I'm going to do the. Okay, and where do you want to start? You want to start with D and E, or you want to start with A and B, or D and E? So you might say I'm going to do D, E, that's done with. Then you have 3 more days, 3 more subjects. It's up to you. Okay, but you have actually now you have actually got the discrete. It's not a continuous activity, and you're going. You can do it any way you want. You can do it as 1, 2, but this is your time chunk. Is half a day. That is what is important to understand. Okay, you could do 1, 2, and I could probably do. Does that work? Okay, so this is over. A is over. What about B? When would you want to do? So I could do A and C on 3 and 4 and just do B continuous. So this is the possible plan. This is a possible plan. Okay, again, bars are non-continuous, allows you to control fractions of time, allows you to split work, allows you to monitor. So now I am on day, after day 3, I can actually monitor and see what I have done and whether it's completed as per plan. Okay, so again, the reason I asked you for these exercises is to kind of, we commonly think bar chart means continuous bar. Okay, especially when you are using a bar chart independently for small tasks such as this, the continuous bar is not needed, and it makes more sense to draw bars where you are going to put the effort. Okay, yeah, now let's just, so I can now, if to monitor this, I can start filling out. Let us say I am on end of the second. I can say yes, this has been completed, this has been completed. I am representing progress. Now I am on this day, which means I am falling behind. Somehow I don't like E and I have not completed E for this particular time. Okay, I mean, it's at least at this time it's common sense based. Yeah.
In this one, if we didn't draw the 12-hour format, we didn't divide it. Now, the D and E, if we give the time on the day 1 whole, I mean, it represents the whole day.
Okay, let me try to represent what you are saying. You want to, yeah, you can then do it based on what you want to give. You want to give 2 days or 1 day? You have to give 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Both the days.
That's what you want.
Now the thing is that in this it doesn't represent the 12-hour format. It represents that
Partial effort.
Partial efforts.
Yeah.
Convenience of the student. How
Right.
he is going to.
Right.
perform.
Right. So here the level of detail is less. How can you control this? How would you apply control on this?
In progress, we will know what is happening. Else, we
No.
can't.
No, that is, see, if you have something in your mind, it's certainly not expressed here. I come in and I want to control it as a external person. Where can I apply control? Can I apply control at the end of the first day? No. I can only apply control at the end of the second day. And that control can be applied only if, once I apply the control, I will know whether you have finished both subjects. So my ability to control is less. If you are able to take care of things, no problem. Okay. Now I can also control. Now if I take partial effort, so basically I am saying my effort here is not 1-1, it's half-half. Effort here is half-half. I can monitor you on the first day by actually seeing what effort went in. But then I have to, so I will put in here half, 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 but then the representation becomes, so basically I am putting the same information as we had earlier, but the time frame is not divided, it's the effort frame is divided into a smaller fraction. Then I can control. Okay. Now one advantage of the continuous bar, but it gets more complex, is I don't need to go half-half, I can go 1/4, 3/4. Okay, I can go here, I can go, yeah, whatever fraction of effort I want to do, I can put. Okay, so there is a certain, so a lot of what do you say, when we get and use the software, a lot of the software goes in this method. I can specify how much effort I want to put in each time slot and then monitor with that. But when you are using a bar chart more in a manual way, it's better that your visual representation is what you are monitoring and not some numerical representation embedded in the visual representation. Any other questions?
So the continuous bar, if we are going with 1/4 and 3/4, then we can apply the monitor on first day itself.
Yeah. You can.
Okay.
And that is what when you start using project management software, you can actually do this because it allows you to put 1/4, 3/4, because everything behind is it's a mathematical model. The visual model is less. When I look at this visually, do I think of this as 1/4 and 3/4? No. Okay, so when we want, so I'm talking about non-continuous bars mostly in the context of using a bar chart alone for planning and control. If the bar chart is a result of your software which you use CPM and things like that, then all this other flexibility will be able to, numerical modeling will be part of your package. Okay, other questions?